Okay, then for this friend, I want to overload the operator to put something in a file. And that's what I want to do. So then on the left side, I need to give the result, and that will be an out stream. So I use outfill stream. And I want to use it with a reference. So I'm not giving it a pointer or anything. I will give the off stream directly as a reference. And then this off stream is from the standard namespace. So on the left I will get an out file, and inside the parameter what I need to do is also give it an out file operator. Again with a reference, you just give it a name, so out would be a convenient name, and then I would give it a parameter which I would like to use on the right side, and that would be a food. So on the left side of this operator I would like to have a file name, a file pointer, and on the right side I would like to have a food, and again I will give it as a reference. Okay, we can implement this function also in the header file itself, so let's do that just to demonstrate. So we have a variable out, and in this variable out we would like to put in the name and the amount of the fruit. So coutf.name, and because it's a friend function I can just use the private variable name. Then I want to have a separator, so let's use a separator as, for instance, end of line, and let's do it the old-fashioned one, the C1. And then we would like to have the amount in there, so f.amount, and let's end it with an end line. And now let's do the new one, so just end line. Of course, because we have not using namespace on top of the formula, on top of the sheet, we have to put in standard in front of it. And so now we have to the file, we put the name, an end of line, an amount, and again an end of line. And then the friend function returns the stream itself. So we return out. Okay, let's see if this works. So let's try to build it first. Okay, that's fine. So now we can try to use it in the application. So I have a stream OF_test1, and OF_test1 apple would now really result in putting the name and the amount of the apple in the file. Let's not forget to close the file. Okay, build, debug, and let's see if we really have this one in our test too. Okay, great. I have hi there, apple tin. So indeed, now I've just overloading. I have created a possibility for the user of my class to just use a file with the way they're used to putting in strings or integers, etc. And then they can also put in apples or bananas or whatever object of the type food they want. Okay, let's put in some more there. And then of course I don't want to have it created all the time, so I will erase the hi there. I will just put in apples and bananas, etc. I will open it with the append mode. Well, let's first make it a fresh one. Otherwise I keep keeping this hi there. Okay, now I have a file with only the apple. So for the next time I will use the append mode. And then let's make a new food. I can of course reuse this apple. I don't have to make a new object. I will just do a new apple. This one can go out as well. I don't need it anymore. So I have one apple to the output file and I'll make a new one. So apple set name. And let's make a banana. And then we do apple set amount. And I will put in 20. Okay. And I write it again to the file. Same object. Okay, let's debug. Let's first build it. And run it. Okay, that's it. And let's look at the file. And indeed, I have now numerous apples and bananas. And so we have one apple from the first one, and we did 2 runs in the second application. So we have 2 apple banana combination. Okay, of course, we also need to be able to read it. And to be able to read it, we have to make a friend function to read. And basically, it's about the same as this friend function to write. So let's just make a copy. Okay, and then we don't have an out file stream, but we have an input file. And this is, of course, an input file. And let's give it a better name. In. Okay, so now we have this in going into the object. So we have to put this ones the other way around. Okay, of course we don't need an end of string or an end of line. We just read the next element into f amount, and we don't need this one. So basically we just read the relevant information. That would be the name and the amount. And then we return the parameter, the variable in. Okay, let's build it. Let's see if I made some mistakes. No, that's nice. So now we can test it. So we have a file and we've written into it several foods. So let me just put this between comments. And I'm going to do basically the same thing to test reading. Okay, so and we have an in stream now. And we can name it, we can give it the same variable name. So then we have, let's change the O in an I. Then we have this in file, test open. We don't need append, we just open it for reading. So this can go. Then we don't need this one. We still need an apple, of course. Let's just give it a different content so we can see that it really overwritten. So we have an orange initially with 100. Okay, then we're going to read from the file. And of course there are more elements in there, so let's make it a while. So until the end of file is reached, we keep reading apples or fruits. So while if test 1. Okay, then we need to have something like an end of file. Okay, that's this one. End enter file. It's a function. So while not enter file, we need a not, then we can do something. So what we will do is we read a fruit and we'll print it. So we will read a fruit, and that's in if test1, and then it's stored into the apple. So we have this fruit apple object and we read from the file. So we had originally 100, but now we will put in, I hope, the apple 10 and the banana 20. Okay, so then we still need to print the content so we know what we got. So cout. By the way, you could also overload the cout parameter, so you could immediately just say cout apple. Try that for yourself. And now we will just do it the straightforward way. So cout apple get name, some space in between, and then apple get amount, and let's make a new line. Okay, so as long as there's something to read, we store it in the apple and we print it to the output. Okay, then this can go. And of course, we need to finish by closing the file. Okay, so we need to build this program. And run it. And okay, lovely. We see 2 apples, a banana, an apple and 2 banana. Let's check if indeed these are the items in our file. So let's open the file, and they are exactly the same things. So now you've learned how to use a friend function to overload an operator. And if you do that for your own classes, then it will make life very easy for people who want to use your class. So you can do that for file operators, but as mentioned also just for IOStream when you want to go to the output with your apple or your fruit or whatever. Okay, hope you enjoyed this lesson about files and objects, and hopefully you can manage to do some overload operators yourself. Thanks for watching and seeing you for the next video.